Hello everybody, here is Quiz. Um, this is a channel about mainly EVE Online, but also other games, especially Civilization. And I would like to talk about the emergent narrative developer post that has been shared on the Civilization Fanatics forum. And here we go. Civilization 7 Diary Number 4, Emergent Narrative. Greetings, C fans. Sarah here. We are finally entering the last month of 2024, but the excitement for Sid Meier's Civilization 7 doesn't stop this year. With the launch arriving in just over 2 months, we got an action-packed December that includes Today Davis Diary, and I just want to say hi. Hi everyone, I'm Kat Manning, the narrative director for Civilization 7, and I'm excited to talk about our brand new emergent narrative systems. In the Dev Diary, I'll talk about what the emergent narrative system is, how it works, why we decided to create it for Civilization 7, and its potential down the road for years to come. What is the emergent narrative system? First, in general, in video games, narrative often refer to the story, plot, or themes that games aims to convey to players. We provide context for player actions, but how that experience varies drastically depending on the genre. Some games have linear narratives, while others have branching stories that change based on player decisions. For strategy games, especially Civilization, players often form their own story about their empire or playthrough. This story emerges from choices they make and the results of those decisions. Civ has been exploring narrative events for a while, like the Outback Tycoon scenario in Civilization 6, and to my mind, also Rising Sea Levels narrative of climate changing world and dynamic map. Um, but if we could create a system that recognizes events in a game as open as Civ is, and weave those into larger story that could emerge from your choices. But what if we could? Okay. When creative director Ed and I first sat down to think about what we wanted from a system like this, we were driven by the idea of history built in layers, like an onion. We learn from the past season like Civ 6 gossip mechanics that the player receives information about the actions and activities of other civilizations, and our new approach focuses on responding to the unfolding game as it happens. At first, we created the system for specific narrative events triggered by player behavior. These are meant to provide you with a snapshot of what might be happening to individual inhabitants of your empire and to offer you 2 or 3 choices to make. They are less about a right or wrong answer and more about what your civilization priorities and values are. So here is an example. You are presented emergent narrative choice, thief at the bats. Roman Argentarius emerged from the bats only to find that his clothes has been stolen. There is only one response to the offense, a coarse tablet. He pulled out his stylus and a thin slab of lead. Thieves deserve ill health. Thieves deserve sleep deprivation. Narrative choice. Down in the right. However, as the system developed, a bunch of other features and mechanics started finding a use for it. Discoveries are replacement for goody hats, crises, and systematically generated content meant to flesh out other parts of the game. So this looks like some kind of uh, I don't know if the right word for it. Uh, well, slimming, slimming the process, simplifying the game. How the system works. The system tracks major moments in your game, like battles, technological advancement, and big achievement, and respond with events tailored to your playthrough. Nice. It works via the modifier system, which at its core is a combination of requirements, conditions, and effects outcomes. A narrative event will wait for its requirements to be fulfilled, which can happen at any point during a game. For consideration, I like to compare this to a mechanic of the AI in Civilization 3, for example, that when you were close to victory, any kind of victory, basically all the AI combined would uh, declare war at you and try to prevent your victory in any way. Be compared to some kind of requirements, conditions, and effects, and maybe this could one of the outcomes could be a crisis when you are near a certain victory type. For example, I don't know really how age works, if they are still turn based or some ages could go on indefinitely until some of these conditions are met. Just speculating here, I don't know how this works. Okay. These requirements vary. Some are triggered by your choice of leader, reflecting story from their lives, such as Augustus, urbanization's ambitions, or Benjamin Franklin's fire brigades. Other events can be tied to your choice of civilization or specific gameplay moments. Beyond looking at game states, we also wanted to be able to track your decision within the narrative event themselves. By applying a narrative tag in some cases, we're actually able to trigger narrative events that call back to things that happened in past ages. This is enormously powerful as it enables our writers to tell more granular and specific stories and really create a sense of historical immersion at a level we had never had before. We wanted to be able to answer questions we ask ourselves, like how can we tell a story about someone who was a warmonger in antiquity age, like Julius Caesar, but has been peaceful ever since then. With the modified system alone, we didn't have the information needed to track that, but with narrative tags, we open up the possibility for stories like these and countless more. Narrative events usually, but not always, offer gameplay bonuses such as yields or combat buffs. The goal was to try and make the choices feel approximately equal, to not overshadow the rest of the game, to be commensurate with the difficulty or rarity of the triggers. Mm. Triggers. Mm. Somewhat technical language. We don't want players to feel like they have to play with a guide open to get the results they desire, and making reward transparent and equal balances those who min max and those who are more interested in the choice narrative dilemma. There are occasional stories where the results are hidden, but we hope the clarity across the vast majority of our events let players take a risk in those one-off situations. You only see a subset of these narrative events in a single campaign, which helps make every new playthrough feel unique. By having these occasional moments of mystery, we hope all types of player will partake in the experience of the unknown. So, the types of narrative events, historical events, what if scenario, and unique gameplay moments. Historical events, you may see ancient medicinal discoveries, daring prisoner escapes, chariot riots, artistic feuds, and enormous Mongolian armies. What if scenario? What if questions unique to the sandbox next door of a Civ game? For instance, what could happen if Ashoka had not been overcome with remorse at the destruction he caused and instead doubled down on a path of violence, or if Xerxes had not been defeated and had successfully completed his invasion of Greece? I don't want to comment on this. Unique gameplay moments. These reflect choices you have made in your game, show on the ground impact of your action during each age. Unique gameplay moments. Achieving a golden age with a certain tradition active, choosing your religion's beliefs, or suffering damage from wars or weather events can all bring up narrative events, unique gameplay events. Okay, so the more interesting of these is the what if scenario. It's very appealing and heartening to see that there is consideration to expand the scope of the game to from being something based on real historical events exclusively and alternative history narrative, and I welcome this. It's very positive change. It looks really interesting and fun. Fun. Decision. Systemic events. Discoveries. So okay, these are thumbnail for these narrative events, discoveries events, systemic events. The Rising Storm. I think a crisis is coming. It is looks like a weather-related crisis. So like the Santorini supervolcano eruption that ended the Bronze Age. Nice. We've been talking about this in the forum for ages, and this is really, I think, a good, very good outcome for this short read. So thank you for listening, and if you want to participate to the discussion of the thread. The link to the thread on Fanatics forum will be in the description of my video. Dev Diary number 4, Emergent Narrative, Civilization, General Discussion. Thanks for listening, and bye bye.